Hey fight fans, it's me, the J-Man, here to bring you a special video about Anderson the Spider Silva. And in this video I'm going to be talking about how there's currently no one in the UFC middleweight division that has what it takes to beat Anderson Silva. And I'm going to tell you why I think this is so. Now, looking at the top contenders, who do we got? Anderson Silva just recently beat Chael Sonnen. Before that, he beat Damian Maia. He's beaten Nate Marquardt. And, a bunch of other guys that were considered to be top middleweights. Now, on the horizon, obviously, he's going to be fighting Vitor Belfort. I talked about that one in my prediction video. I'll talk about it a little bit more in this one. But also, we have underneath him, Yushin Okami is in line for a title shot. All right. I'm going to start out by talking about Yushin Okami. Looking at this guy's previous fights. Okay. He just barely squeaked out a win over Mark Munoz. And after that, he got the victory over Nate Marquardt. People say that Marquardt was kind of off his game that night, and he kind of choked at Okami's victory. It's only a unanimous decision. So, not very impressive. Okami's been beaten by Chael Sonnen. He even got beat by Rich Franklin by unanimous decision. Jake Shields beat him by unanimous decision. He has another split decision loss. And a loss from some Russian by TKO. So he's only been finished one time out of 26 fights. He's only been finished once. So he's pretty good at avoiding knockouts, avoiding submissions. He's never been submitted. But the thing is, against Anderson Silva, this is a guy, Yushin Okami, this is a guy who's been beaten by Rich Franklin, basically. He's been outclassed by Rich Franklin. If Franklin doesn't have anything even near what it takes to beat Anderson Silva, how the heck is Yushin Okami going to do it? Yushin Okami was pretty much dominated by Chael Sonnen's wrestling. Even though Anderson Silva isn't a great wrestler, he can still, get you in a submission. Because he's a black belt BJJ. Yushin Okami hasn't shown anything impressive to me to make me think that he's got what it takes to beat Anderson Silva. The closest we had was probably Dan Henderson, and had he not been submitted, he could have won that fight just on points alone. And the same goes for Chael Sonnen, who took it even further. I think Chael Sonnen was very close to victory. Pretty much dominated every round. Not by a whole lot, but did dominate him. Chael Sonnen, if he didn't get caught in a submission, maybe he was a little bit tired, or maybe he just decided to let it go for the last round, and instead of striking him the whole time, look for a submission. And that's what got him caught. He got caught in that triangle or combination triangle armbar. Anderson Silva finished him off. But a rematch with Chael Sonnen would probably be the biggest challenge for Anderson Silva right now, because Anderson struggles against wrestlers. That's his weakness, is the wrestling. If he has any weakness at all, which you could argue that he doesn't, it would be against wrestlers, not against guys who have really good striking. And there's not a whole lot of them in the middleweight division. Vitor Belfort, very good striking, very fast with his fists. Is it going to be enough to put Anderson Silva away? I doubt it. I seriously doubt it, because Silva has really good boxing defense. He's just so quick, and his reflexes are wonderful. I mean, he knows how to avoid punches. Unless Vitor gets lucky, that's the only way I see Vitor winning against Anderson Silva. So what does it really take to beat Anderson Silva? Well, two things. you got to be a great wrestler who not only can apply submissions but knows how to avoid them. A great wrestler with good endurance, so you'll be able to last through the rounds and wear him. If you can wear out Anderson Silva and make it all 5 rounds, you can pretty much get a win by decision. Either that or a guy with really good knockout power. And in that case, you're just going to end up getting lucky. Not only do you have to have your knockout power, but you got to have good defense. You got to be able to avoid everything that Anderson Silva throws at you, not get suckered into an exchange, because Anderson Silva will get the better of the exchange. If you're a knockout guy, you just you got to get lucky. That's the thing. So those two things are the only way I see anyone beating Anderson Silva. Knockout, a lucky punch, or really good wrestling throughout the entire fight. And to me, nobody out there in the middleweight division has that. Now we saw a really good knockout by Brian Stann when he knocked out Chris Lieben making his middleweight debut. Brian Stann's debut as a middleweight. That was impressive. But as far as Brian Stann's other skills, it's a big question mark to me. Would he be able to avoid Silva's striking? Excuse me, I have a sore throat. I doubt that Brian Stann has what it takes to avoid all of Anderson's, his very talented fists and dangerous feet and elbows and knees. In the clinch, he could get torn up, and definitely on the ground with the jiu-jitsu, that would be a problem. Other than Brian Stann, who else do we got? Wanderlei Silva has said that he's not going to fight Anderson Silva because they're training partners. Nate Marquardt is still a possible contender. He's got knockout power, but what else does he have other than that? He's just your pretty much standard fighter. I put him in the same category as Brian Stann. We saw him get dominated by Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen completely out-wrestled the guy. That's not going to happen with Anderson Silva. But, like I said, when it comes to the ground, Anderson Silva would have an advantage because of his expert Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And if Marquardt got out-wrestled by Chael on the ground, who's to say he couldn't get put in a submission by Anderson Silva? So this is the debate topic, and I really want you guys to contribute. Please add your 2 cents and your knowledge. Who do you think has what it takes to beat Anderson Silva? Is there anybody in the middleweight division? Or do you agree with what I'm saying, that nobody out there has got what it takes to beat him? Jake Shields would be a pretty good aspect, but he's not in the middleweight division right now. He would be a good contender, but I'm not sure what skills Jake Shields would bring that would give Anderson trouble. So right now, the middleweight division is on lockdown with Anderson as the champion, and I foresee him being champion there as long as he wants. He's going to retire with the belt, or unless he gets injured or something like that, it's not going anywhere. So, yeah, that's just my opinion, and I hope you find it interesting and you want to comment on it. But I'm going to pretty much end the video right there and say thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.